Okay, for this project I'm going to use t-shirt yarn. In my case it has a little bit of elasticity. It's not very thick, you can see. But this kind of counting that I'm giving to you, you can use for another t-shirt yarn that it is more thick, I think, also a thinner one. Also, because of the thickness that I have, I am using a 6mm hook. So for the oval base with t-shirt yarn, I usually use the knitted stitch, for which I have a tutorial up here with a round base. I love this stitch because it's very uniform and makes the base of the bag or the basket very solid. So I use a lot the knitted stitch, but you are free to use other stitches. With this same counting, you can use other stitches as well. I do have a tutorial with the normal single crochet stitching for the oval base. I will link it up here, so you can have, if you want to change stitch, you just follow that tutorial. I use the single crochet stitch there, and I do an oval base. In my case, I'm using same counting but with a knitted stitch. So I want to do a bag in my case, and the base I will start with 20 stitches because I need 17 stitches to work in the middle, and then I need 1 stitch here for the increases, and then I need 2 stitches here because I will use 1 stitch for the connection. Okay, so in my case I need 17 in the middle, and then 1 stitch on this side and 2 stitches on this side, so I need 20 stitches. Okay, so I will start with a chain stitch, and I will do 20 stitches, 20 chain stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I will skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, and I will insert the hook in the chain number 3, and I will do 1 single crochet, and this I will need to do the connection. Okay, I will show you once we arrive on this side. So I will do 17 stitches, single crochet stitches. So insert the hook in the next stitch and 1 chain stitch, and then again insert the hook and single crochet, and then do this until the end. So I want to have in the middle 17 stitches, so I will work 17 stitches including this one, not this we don't count. So I have done 1, 2, 3 until now, so I'm gonna do another 14. Okay, so here I have 17 stitches, and I have 1 stitch here, but here I'm gonna do the increase. So for this stitch, in 1 stitch I'm gonna do 3 stitches, 3 single crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so this is going to be the half circle, the first half circle of the oval base. On these 3 I'm gonna keep doing increases on every round that I go. Okay, so I have these 3 stitches. I will put a marker here so I know that I have the 3 increases here. Okay, so now I will work on the other side of the chain stitch, on this side. So this is the 17th stitch that I did. So I will do, insert the hook here, yarn under, pull up. I will hide this end here in the middle, and then I will do 1 single crochet. Okay, so on this other side of the chain stitch I will work 17 single crochet stitches until the end. So here is my next stitch that I did, and on the other side I will insert the hook here, and I will do 1 single crochet. So it will look like this. If you can see, I have 3 stitches here for the semicircle, and then I will start to work the 17 stitches in the middle. Okay, so just work the single crochet stitches until the end. Okay, here we are. These are the 17 stitches. Okay, now as you know, here I have these 2 chain stitches that I skipped in the beginning. So in this one, in the first one, this is the second one and this is the first one. In the first one I will insert the hook and I will do here 1, 2, then insert. For the third one I will insert again here, yarn under, pull through, but I will not close as a normal single crochet, but I will insert the hook right here where I have this second chain stitch that I skipped, and then yarn under and pull through all the 2 loops. So the last loop to close the single crochet, I will actually first insert in that chain stitch that I skipped. Like this, I will not have an edge, okay? So I will put again 1 marker, because as I told you here, I did 3 stitches in 1 stitch, 3 increases. So at the first stitch I will put a marker, because every round that I go, I will do increases on each of them. So as you can see, this is the pattern for the first round. So in the first round, with my calculations, if I need 17 stitches in the middle, in total I will have 17, which is 34 stitches, plus 3 and 3, 6, so it's 40 stitches. So in total, at the end of the first round, I will have 40 stitches. Okay, now I will start the second round of the pattern. So I will do 1 chain, and then to do the waistcoat stitch, I will insert the hook right here in the center of the stitch. As you can see, this is the single crochet that I did. I will insert the hook right here in the middle, and I will pull it out from the back right here where we have these rings, right in the middle of that ring. Then you will yarn under and pull up and yarn under and pull through. Okay, this is how it will look like. So I will crochet 17 waistcoat stitches until the marker here. Okay, and then here I will give you the pattern to do the increase for the semicircle. So let's crochet. I did 1 and I will crochet another 16 stitches. So right here in the middle. Okay, here we are. I finished 17 stitches until the marker here, and now I will give you the pattern for the 3 increases. So the pattern for this half circle here, it's going to be 2 waistcoat stitches in 1 stitch. So I will do 1 increase on each stitch, which means at the base I have 3 stitches here, and I will end up doing 6 stitches, 2 stitches on each of them. So 1 increase on each stitch for the next 3 stitches. So I will insert the hook at the first one and pull up 1, and in the same stitch I will do 1 more. So 1 increase in 1 stitch. I will put the marker, and then for the next 2 stitches again I will do 1 increase here and 1 increase here. So the next stitch again 2 stitches in 1 stitch, 1 increase. If you want, you can put a marker here as well. I usually don't, but I will put it for you to visualize it better. So this is my second increase for the semicircle. And then the third stitch, again, I will do one increase. One, and in the same stitch, one more stitch. Again, at the first stitch here of the increase, I will put one marker. Okay, so here we are. So for the second round, we will do just the increases on this side. So I will do 17 stitches until the marker, and then I did one increase on each of the 3 stitches. So now the rest is the repetition of this pattern. I will do on this other side, I will do 17 stitches until the marker here, and then where I have the marker, I will do one increase on these three stitches that we have on this side of the semicircle. Okay, so I will do 17 stitches until the marker. And here we are. I did 17 stitches on the other side as well, and now I have the 3 increases here. So I will take out the sign. I will do one increase on the first stitch, so 1 and 2. Put the marker at the first stitch of the increase, and then second stitch, again one increase, so in one stitch, 2 single crochet, 2 waistcoat stitches. Again, I will put a marker on the first stitch of the increase, so for you to visualize it better. And then I have the last stitch, which I will do again one increase, so 1 and 2, but the 2 loops I will close. If you remember, here we did one chain and then we started the second row, so I will insert the hook in that chain that I have here. This is the first stitch, and this is the chain that we did. Insert the hook, yarn under, pull through, and pull through the 2 loops like this. I will close the last stitch with the first one, and I will not have a connection that you can see there. So I will also put a marker in the first stitch of the third increase that we had on this side, like this. Okay, so this is the pattern for the second round. At the end of the second round, I will have 46 stitches. Now we start the pattern for the third round. Again, I will do one chain, and then I will work first 17 stitches here with a waistcoat stitch until the marker. It will look like this. Here we are. Once I finish the 17 stitches here, I will do the pattern for the semicircle. The pattern for the semicircle for one increase is going to be first stitch, one increase, so 1 and 2. So one increase, I will put the marker where I have the first stitch of the increase, and then the second stitch of this section, I will have one waistcoat stitch in one stitch. So then this is the pattern that I will repeat for these 2 more sections, right? So 2 stitches in one stitch, and then the second stitch, one stitch in one stitch. So one increase and one waistcoat, and I will repeat this 2 more times for the next 2 sections on this side. Okay, this is how the semicircle is going to look like once you finish the third round here. So this pattern that I told you, 17 stitches until here, and then one increase and one waistcoat 3 times, this is actually the pattern that we are repeating again on this other side. So I will just do again 17 stitches on this side, and then for the 3 increases that I have here, as you see with the marker, I have 3 sections. I will repeat this pattern that I did on this side. So I will do 1 increase on the first stitch and then 1 waistcoat, and then again on the second section 1 increase, 1 waistcoat, and then again on the third one 1 increase and 1 waistcoat. Okay, let's do the 17 stitches. Here we are, and now in here I will do for the first section 1 increase, the first stitch, put the marker, and then 1 waistcoat in the next stitch. Now I will repeat this pattern 2 more times. Now the last stitch here, as usual, we will do the insert the hook on the previous stitch, pull through, but then I will close these 2 loops by inserting the hook at the first chain stitch that we did, and then slip stitch like this. So this is the pattern for the third round. Because I have a t-shirt yarn but with a lot of elastic inside, so it's a little bit not straight, but it will be okay once I start the bag, building the bag, the side part of the bag. Okay, so at the end of the third round, in total you will have 52 stitches. Now we will start round number 4. Again, the same logic, 1 chain and then 17 stitches until the marker. So here we are, I finished 17 stitches, and now the pattern for the semicircle is going to be first stitch 1 waistcoat stitch, and I will put the marker, and then in the second stitch here, in the next stitch, 1 increase, which means 2 stitches in 1 stitch, 1 increase. And then in the third stitch of the section, 1 stitch. This is the pattern for 1 section, and we will repeat this 2 more times for these 2 other sections. So this is the pattern, the half pattern. This pattern we will just repeat it on this side as well. So from here until the marker, 17 stitches. And then the pattern for 1 section is going to be 1 waistcoat stitch, 1 increase, 1 waistcoat stitch, and then I will repeat this pattern 3 times. Okay, don't forget to close here with a slip stitch inserting from the first chain stitch that we did. And here we are, and now we repeat here the same pattern that we did on this side. And do the slip stitch. So like this, you close the beginning with the end. So this is the pattern for the 4th round. At the end of the 4th round, you will have 58 stitches in total. And now we start the pattern for the 5th round because I need 5 rounds. So again, let's do 1 chain stitch and 17 waistcoat stitches until the marker. Okay, here we are, 17 stitches, and now the pattern for the half circle is going to be first stitch 1 increase, so 1 and 2. I will put the marker in the first stitch, of the increase. The next 3 stitches, 1 waistcoat stitch on each. So next 3 stitches, just crochet 3 waistcoat stitches. I will repeat this pattern 2 more times. Okay, here we are. This is the 5th round of the semicircle, and then we will repeat this pattern on the other side as well. So 17 stitches until the marker. Okay, finished 17 stitches until here, and I will repeat the pattern for this side of the semicircle, same pattern of the other side. So I will do for one section, first stitch 1 increase, but then the next 3 stitches, 1 waistcoat on each, 1 stitch on each. And I will repeat this pattern 2 more times. Do not forget to close the last stitch with a slip stitch with a chain stitch. So once you pull up the loop, these 2 loops, you insert the hook on the chain stitch that we did at the beginning, and then pull through. Like this, we close. I hope you can see properly how it looks like. So you don't see an edge here, right? Okay, so I need the pattern for just 5 rounds because this is the size that I need for the bottom of my oval bag, which you will see the tutorial later on. But you can keep going on if you want a bigger base. If you want a longer base, you just add more stitches here. So if I started with 20, you can start with 25 or with 30 or 45, it's up to you, and just work more stitches in the middle here, okay? And just follow all the steps same as mine on these 2 sides. Okay, so I will also try to drop the written pattern in the description box, so you can just follow that over there as well. Also, another thing, the way I worked is a little bit loose because I'm crocheting with my hands around a tripod, so it's not a very comfortable position to crochet, and so it looks a little bit twisted, but that's fine. I will make it work later on. But if you work with an also it is very it has a lot of elasticity, the t-shirt yarn that I'm using, so I should have probably pulled it a little bit tighter. But if you are working with a t-shirt yarn that has a lot of elastic inside, you probably should work a little bit tighter than mine, okay? Okay, so I really hope you like this tutorial and is helpful for you and will help you with your t-shirt yarn projects. And I hope you will give this video a thumbs up on your way out, subscribe if you are new, share it with your friends, and don't forget to follow me on my other social media platforms, and I will see you on my next one. Tschüss!